Welcome to my week 5 documentation of Creative Recovery Feat Artist's Way. Um, I'm gonna jump right in. How many days this week did you do your morning pages? 6 days. How was the experience for you? Discovered any page and a half truth point yet? Yes. I used to actually not write 3 pages of morning pages. I used to sometimes write a page or less than that. But I've realized that writing for like longer pages actually does unlock so much in me. Like I've had difficulty processing my feelings because sometimes when it gets too much, I just want to shut down. But what I've done now is, if you remember, I don't even know who's watching this, but in week 2 or 3, what I'd done is that I'd said that I've really abandoned myself and my inner child, and so there is this character I said that I'd found. So that's a 9-year-old me. I call her Tanu, as I was called when I was younger. I still call that. But so Tanu was in conversation with the current time me, Tantan, and we literally have conversations. Like it's you think that maybe Tantan is the one giving Tanu advice, but that's not true. Tanu's actually giving me advice about life, and I go to her when I feel like I don't know what to do, I don't know how to take decisions, like how to decide, how to make a choice, and she guides me through. So that has been absolutely amazing. Other thing was that there was this one night I was journaling. I was doing my nightly pages, and something about shadow I think had been brewing at the back of my mind, and it came up. A few years ago, I'd met someone, and that abruptly ended. But he had a lasting impact on me, and I feel like it really sort of crippled my self worth in some way. Not meeting him, but having ended things abruptly, and I never really got closure. And that night, I don't know, something just happened, and I started writing. And what is it? The shadow, the wound that came alive upon meeting him. What were you projecting? What and how did you feel when you were with him? And I wrote like 2.5 pages of feelings. And when I was writing this, like I just played soft music, Ruichi Sakamoto. It really like sort of centers me, it grounds me, and I have wept so much while writing it because it was such a good release for me. I felt free, light, and just happy after doing it, because I realized that I had held a lot of bitterness towards him after it ended. And honestly, like being bitter towards someone, staying angry takes a lot of effort and energy, and I didn't want to, I was tired of it. So anyway, writing this kind of really helped in like ending things with him in my head and giving myself a sense of closure. Like I literally wrote this, and he did have a lot, like even though it was like just a really short span that we were together, but like it was really impactful, like I said, and there were good things also that came out of it. I just couldn't see it earlier. And so I literally ended it like this: I send you a kiss wherever you may be, however you may be doing, and I hope that you find beauty and lightness in your life. I hope when you think of me, you could smile with all your heart. This is a goodbye. And it was a goodbye, and it is a goodbye. And yeah, I haven't felt this lighter in a really long time. Like, it was cathartic. It was like the best experience I've had. And I guess that's why we sometimes meet people, to meet with ourselves. Yeah, people are like mirrors. The other thing that did you do your did you do your artist date this week? Yes. Have you had the experience of hearing answers during this leisure time? Yes. What did you do for your date? How did it feel? So that's one question. The other one is, did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? Now I'm taking these two questions together because it's kind of related. So a few weeks back, like I had made a list of the things that I enjoy doing, and there's this one thing in my list which was jumping off a cliff, and I haven't really jumped off a cliff before. I have once, actually. Yeah, I have. And I remember how amazing I felt, but I've never really done that before because I'm also scared of heights, and I don't know fully how to swim. But anyway, this had been like on my mind, and in fact, for this week, I wanted to go cliff jumping. It's just that I was a bit hesitant and like I wasn't doing it and stuff. But I was still kind of thinking about it. I wanted to do it. And coincidentally, a friend of mine texted me about this cliff jumping activity happening at Kalmanvi Waterfalls. And she's like, "You want to go?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, this was on my list. Like, this has literally walked into my life. The exact activity, like, wow, what are the chances? And so we went for it. And I know it's not a solo thing I did, but I anyway wouldn't have gone solo for this thing. But it was so interesting. It was so beautiful. I just realized how much I love water. And I just wanted, like, um, yeah, I've had the best time. Yeah, I want to do this regularly. Like after I came back, also I felt regulated. It was like a nervous system reset. I had a good sleep. I haven't slept better, um, and I was feeling the zest for life, and everything was beautiful. Like it just felt great, and yeah, and yeah, okay. So there was like 15 meters, 20 meters, and 80 meters. I couldn't jump, but I really tried, but I couldn't jump from these heights. So I did like a 2 meter jump, which is fine. Like I feel like that should count, and I want to go for these waterfall treks a lot more. So that was like the artist date, and that was also the sync I experienced this week. The last one is, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. I mean, I think I feel like feelings are not final. Like no feeling is final. That is true. But of course, you go through, like, not every day is happy, right? Like you do go through. I have gone through moments of self doubt and self belief and like lack of self belief, and I feel like I've had it. I've found that was a challenging bit, and to kind of sometimes I feel like, what am I even doing? Like where is this even going to take me? But like trusting the process really without anything in sight is something that I've had difficulty managing. But luckily I've pulled through. I have stayed consistent on the 75-day soft also, and radical optimism, which is literally just uplifting myself from moments of from moments of lack of self-doubt, from moments of self-doubt. um, and the other thing I realized is that I don't put an active effort into acting. So I want to do like a structured thing around that now, because I know that this structure that I found for myself has really helped me while keeping uh, while keeping some space for spontaneity. But I feel like I want acting to become like my priority, my first preference. So I'm going to create like a structure around it where I can make auditions my priority, and they can literally come to me. I want to create like a structure where I can do auditions on a regular basis, create a system around it, reach out to casting directors and whole lot. So I don't really have an update for that yet, but next week you will have one. So yeah, this has been my journey so far. I feel so free. I feel like there is I'm beginning to get some method to this madness, which is life, and creativity, and that has been extremely grounding. So that's what my experience has been thus far in week 5. And that's all. I will be back with my week 6 documentation about my journey. So yeah, whoever is listening, stay tuned. Love, Tan Tan.